Good morning. Weather first, 10:58 on an absolutely glorious Friday morning. Just gorgeous out there. Just some high thin clouds. That's it. 66 degrees your current temp. Winds are calm. Dew points at 11, so there's pretty dry. Your weather first 24-hour day planning forecast. Nice little prelude into the weekend. Lovely sunshine, light winds, 75 your noontime temp. And then we'll go with 81 for your afternoon high today. I'll have your full weekend forecast coming up in a little bit. We'll also take a look at Halloween. How about that? 10:59 your time.
We start with new information on the Elizabeth Halverson attempted murder case. Her husband, Edward Halverson, was supposed to ask the court to delay his December trial, but he took a plea deal today instead. Good morning and welcome to Action News Live at midday. I'm Casey Smith.
And I'm Tiffani Sargent. Now, Mr. Halverson was arrested last month for allegedly beating his wife with a frying pan. Action News reporter Tania Reyes joins us now live from the Regional Justice Center to tell us how long he might be behind bars. Tania.
Tiffani, now that prosecutors have agreed to drop attempted murder charges, he's now looking at anywhere from 3 to 10 years behind bars. The 49-year-old is now facing a single felony charge of battery, domestic violence, resulting in substantial bodily harm. This morning, Edward told the judge he had no recollection of striking his wife with a frying pan. This attack left Judge Halverson badly bruised and beaten. She was in the hospital for weeks recovering from her injuries. The couple has been married for 10 years. Currently, Judge Halverson is suspended from the bench for alleged misconduct. She is waiting on a judicial disciplinary commission to decide whether or not she will be able to serve as a judge in Nevada again. Edward Halverson is expected to be sentenced on December 12th. Reporting live from the RJC, Tania Reyes, Channel 13, Action News.
Thank you, Tanya. Wall Street is in the tank again. It's just yet another sign the worldwide economic crisis is far from over. Futures trading was actually stopped before the opening bell this morning thanks to a 550-point drop in the Dow, among other things. The market opened down. It's been in negative territory all day. As you can see from the live shot here, it's down right now about 430 points. Well, the markets around the world dropped like a rock this morning, and many economists and traders are worried about a global recession. ABC's Lindsay Davis has more.
It's been called a once-in-a-century credit tsunami. Today, it felt more like an earthquake. The near 500-point plummet in the opening minutes was part of the expected aftershock on Wall Street after increasingly grim news from overseas shook up the already fragile world markets.
We certainly believe that we are already in recession here in the United States and think that the recession will last until May of 2009. The
sell-offs started in Japan, and by the time fears of global recession reached the U.S., the Dow futures market plunged 550 points, tripping a circuit breaker, freezing all trades.
The markets have these kind of built-in trip points, so the emotion that tends to take over can be dissipated without damaging the market overall.
The circuit breaker trips when the market falls 1,100 points, something that's happened only once in 1997. What helped drive U.S. stocks down was news that Britain's economy shrank in the third quarter, confirming the country is on the brink of recession. In Washington, a House panel is focusing on how to get the economy back on track by creating jobs.
If housing prices continue to fall like the way they're falling, people continue to lose the jobs the way they're doing, then all of the effort that Congress made to stabilize our credit markets by committing this money will be lost.
More than 2 million Americans have lost their jobs in the past year. Markets largely expect the Federal Reserve to sharply cut U.S. interest rates next week in an attempt to somehow head off a deep recession. Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
And the gloom and doom continues when it comes to having the most foreclosures. Well, Nevada remains at the top of the list, and many Valley neighborhoods are bearing the burden of the crisis. Now, for months, hundreds of homes have been sitting empty, and nobody is taking care of them, leaving neighbors with more than an eyesore. They're concerned about their own property values, not to mention their safety. This after reports of crooks breaking into vacant properties. Meantime, just this week, state housing administrators announced a plan to use federal dollars to ease the foreclosure crisis, but those details have yet to be ironed out. Still, while many homeowners are suffering, apartment renters are finally catching a break. Rental rates across the country were virtually unchanged in the third quarter of this year. According to a research firm called Real Facts, the average rent in Las Vegas has only changed about $1 over the last 3 months. Right now, the average rental goes for about $887 a month compared to $886 in the second quarter. And the majority of apartment managers say thanks to the foreclosure crisis, they're running near full capacity.
Well, the IRS is giving away money. The Internal Revenue Service says it owes thousands of Southern Nevadans a check. Uncle Sam has $3 million worth of tax refunds and economic stimulus checks that are unclaimed right now because of old or wrong addresses. So if you haven't gotten your money, send them a current address. For more information, go to KTNV.com and click on the link to the IRS website.
Well, coming Election Day, you can expect to see more officers on Valley streets. Yeah, 2008, and Metro says they're not expecting lots of trouble, just lots of people. The department says it's not planning to put officers at polling places. However, a few officers may be called in to keep things moving along peacefully at high-traffic ballot locations. Meantime, neither North Las Vegas nor Henderson police departments are planning to beef up Election Day enforcement. Well, if you're looking to avoid the long lines on Election Day, early voting is still an option, but you'd better hurry because there's just 1 week left. Early voting centers close next Friday, but you can get a complete list of locations on our website at ktnv.com. So far, more than 136,000 people have cast their ballots right here in Clark County.
Barack Obama is coming back to Las Vegas. He'll be in Reno and Las Vegas tomorrow. This will be Obama's 19th trip to the Silver State as a presidential candidate. John McCain hasn't been here since early last month. Obama is in Hawaii right now visiting his sick grandmother. Here's a look at as he arrived at his grandmother's home earlier this morning. The candidate said earlier today 85-year-old Madeline Dunham may not live to see Election Day. She's said to be gravely ill but alert after falling and recently breaking her hip.
Vice presidential nominee Sarah Palin and her husband Todd are facing some harsh allegations today. They're scheduled to give depositions in the so-called Troopergate scandal. At issue is whether or not Governor Palin violated Alaskan ethics laws by firing the state's top public safety official. A previous investigation earlier this month determined that Palin was within her rights to do so, but an independent investigator says that Palin broke ethics laws. At this time, Palin denies any wrongdoing.
Well, when it comes to being statuesque, John McCain and Barack Obama are getting equal time from Madame Tussauds. Both men have been sculpted in clay. One of the casts will be used to create a wax figure of the next president. The statue of the next president will be, of course, unveiled in January on Inauguration Day.
They're so realistic, it's scary.
It is. That's great work they do over there, Madame Tussauds. Wonderful.
And great work that you did yesterday, and great work to all of you. A big thank you now to all of you who dropped off items for our annual Coats for Kids campaign.
People of the Valley always turn in great work when it comes to charity. You know, they've donated, you all have, donated more than 8,100 new and slightly used coats and sweaters so far. If you didn't get a chance to come by yesterday, you can still drop off coats and sweaters at any tropical smoothie location around the Las Vegas Valley through Sunday. The Salvation Army will take over from there, make sure all those kids get all the coats they need here in the Valley.
Because it can get cold in the desert, and in case you're here from the Midwest or just moved here and you have a lot of coats, you might want to give one up.
It's cold this morning.
You bet. It was. Okay, we're still ahead on Action News Live at midday. A disgruntled driver takes off with a gas nozzle still in his gas tank.
Boy.
It's all caught on tape. More on this story just ahead.
Looks like it took the pump, too. The first American space tourist is back from space this morning. More on that coming up.
This is Channel 13 Action News Midday in high definition with Casey Smith and Tiffani Sargent. Weather first with meteorologist Mike Tsolinas and breaking news from the Action News Hall. News continues.
OPEC is cutting oil production by 1.5 million barrels a day to try and stop crude oil prices from going any lower. The plan kicks in next month. OPEC produces 40% of the world's oil. OPEC ministers met this morning after the worldwide economic crisis and less demand put a crimp in demand for oil. Oil is selling for under $65 a barrel right now. That's more than 50% less than the historic highs it hit earlier this year. The national average price for a gallon of gas right now down to $2.78. That's for regular, of course. It's still just over $3 around here, but that's better than yesterday when it was $3.05, and a lot better than last month when we paid an average of $3.53 a gallon for regular.
Well, speaking of Go Juice, a driver in Massachusetts says that he got ripped off at a gas station, literally, so he turned around and ripped away the nozzle from the pump. Take a look at this. The surveillance video shows the guy driving off with the hose and gas nozzle still attached to his car. The pump was ripped from its foundation and then it caught on fire, so some customers actually ran after the man, but he never stopped. Amazingly, no one was hurt, but of course that pump will need some serious repairs. Well, he went where no other American tourist has gone before. Still ahead on Action News Live at midday, it's a story that's literally out of this world.
We'll show you the man who managed to become the first space civilian and how much it set him back for the lofty experience.
And at 11:11, whoa, there's some high clouds up there. Do they mean anything? Is that a change in our forecast? We'll come back, map the whole weekend out for you. Don't you go anywhere. 11:14 is your time. Weather first. A little, thank goodness it's Friday. Boy, I'll tell you what, gorgeous morning. And I was just out at Tanaka Elementary School on the south side of the city. Just a beautiful day, just getting out and about. A few higher level clouds out there. That's just nothing more than a little warmer air that's working aloft in the atmosphere. And so you got some ice crystals up there. That's about it. It's going to be beautiful today. Mostly sunny skies, the bare minimum. 71 degrees your current temperature right now. That's at McCarran. The winds are calm and dew point is low, so the humidity is at 9%. 76 downtown, 75 Henderson, 70. Sunrise, 74 at the lakes, 76 degrees. Hello, Spring Valley this morning. Your weather first 24-hour day planning forecast. Lovely sunshine in play today. Light winds as high pressure sits atop us. There's not a whole lot of air mass change, so we're just not going to have much for wind. 75 the noon hour, 81 by 5 o'clock. That is above normal for this time of the year. Your weather headlines, very nice and warmer today. And then weekend weather perfection. If you're thinking about going to Mount Charleston, I'll just tease you here a little bit. 68 tomorrow, light winds. Sun's up at 6:57 if you're ready for an early morning climb, you know. It might be a nice sunrise up there. Weather story shows high pressure atop us. Keep in mind, this isn't just at the surface. The atmosphere is three-dimensional, and so you have it extending way, way up, you know, past 19,000 feet. It's like a big old ridge, kind of like looking at a mountain in the atmosphere. And where this mountain is, nothing's going to get around it. And so our sort of weather fate is locked in for the weekend. Very nice weather with not much going on. Meanwhile, you remember that big system that moved east of us a couple of days ago? It's bringing now cooler temperatures to the Central Plains and as well the Midwest. 50 Minneapolis, 51 Chicago, 52 in Atlanta, and 54 in New York. Clouds and rain in the east. A couple of days ago, there was some snow in the upper Midwest. It's just rain now, but it's a messy eastern portion of the United States. The Valley today, gorgeous weather. 80, Boulder City, 83. Let them feel love in Pahrump. Let them feel a love in Mesquite. Let them feel a love in Laughlin at 83, 83, and 87 degrees, respectively. Your weekend forecast looks fantastic. Plenty of sunshine, low 80s. Right through Thursday, which is Halloween Eve. Friday, Halloween in Nevada Day as well. Partly cloudy skies. There's a hint of maybe a shower. 76 for you trick-or-treaters. And I would be remiss if I did not wish Tiffani Sargent, happy 29th.
To you.
Oh,
birthday.
You're
Happy
so
birthday
kind.
To you.
Now, I've been told there's no singing allowed on this show, but you want to sing, Casey, that's fine. It's not me singing, so I can't get in trouble.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you for the 29th birthday again and again and again. All right, thanks so much. That was very nice of you. Meantime, an exciting day because the first American space tourist is back on Earth after spending 10 days on the International Space Station. This morning, Richard Garriott landed safely at Kennedy Space Center after saying goodbye to the space station crew. He returned to Earth in a Russian space capsule. Garriott's father, former NASA astronaut Owen Garriott, greeted him once he touched down. Look at this. And just when you thought an extra $15 for a second bag was too much, Richard paid $30 million for the experience.
Well, a grad student from Cal State Northridge is in an Iranian prison this morning. 28-year-old Isha Momeni was arrested October 15th. She went to Iran for research on her master's thesis about the women of Iran and their call for equality. Her family went to the country to try and get her out, and amnesty organizations have joined university administrators in asking for her release too. The State Department, though, says their options are limited because the U.S. has no diplomatic ties with Iran.
The man who composed UNLV's fight song is suing a video game company. Now, Jared Willis has filed a $1.5 million lawsuit against Electronic Arts. He claims that the company used his song in 10 different games without his permission. The song Win with the Rebels appears in both Electronic Arts basketball and football video games.
Well, the NBA Board of Governors says the Palms Sportsbook can now take NBA bets with one exception. The Palms was banned from posting NBA odds because of a potential conflict of interest. Now, the Bluth brothers, as you know, own the Palms, and they own the Sacramento Kings. The Palms can now take action on the NBA, but not any games the Kings are in. The NBA seems to be softening its stance on Las Vegas in general. So does George Maloof think this means an NBA franchise could be here soon? Well, maybe not. He says, quote, "I don't think you can put the two together. It's two separate things. The commissioner understands Las Vegas now and how gaming works and sports betting. I don't think it's an issue at all," unquote.
Well, her father says she's literally fighting to stay alive. This as a news anchor woman remains in critical condition in Arkansas after being attacked in her own home by an intruder. Coming up today, first at 4, we'll have the latest developments concerning that investigation, and her father speaks out about the extent of her injuries. Again, that's today, first at 4. We hope you'll see us then.
To help recognize Breast Cancer Awareness Month, workers at the Spring Valley branch of Southern Nevada Health District will be in pink today. Workers will be wearing the symbolic color to help educate people about breast cancer. And we have a healthy reminder for you to help with early detection and treatment. Sunrise Hospital, Southern Hills Hospital, and Red Rock Radiology are all offering $50 mammograms to women 40 and older. The special is available through November 15th. For more information, call 784-7870. 784-7870. At that price, you cannot afford not to do it. It's vital.
Yeah, the two key words there, early detection.
Early
you bet.
detection, very important.
Okay. Well, a 4-year-old boy manages to get out of his car seat and into the driver's seat.
Find out how he's doing after putting the pedal to the metal and if mom will face any charges. We're talking a 4-year-old here. That's ahead on Action News Midday. A 4-year-old child with autism is okay, but shaken up after taking his mom's car for a spin. 4 years old. Well, Catherine Lawyer left her son strapped in his car seat and the car running so she could check the mail. Her 4-year-old son managed to somehow get out of the seat into the driver's seat, put it in neutral or something. The car rolled 30 yards into a ditch and crashed into 2 trees. The boy's okay, except for some scratches he got from the airbag after it deployed. No charges will be filed against the mother.
Lucky.
Very lucky on both ends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Southern Nevada's largest nonprofit hospice is going green. Work gets underway this weekend to make Nathan Adelson Hospice more environmentally friendly. And that includes water-efficient bathrooms, new eco-friendly paint and light fixtures, not to mention desert-friendly landscaping.
Those people do fabulous work.
They deserve everything they get, right?
That's for sure. We have our midday giveaway when we come back.